Being impatient is a cover-up. I know it's no fun to hear, but I'll explain. I generally thought being impatient was a good thing. Like, I was proud of it. It meant I was driven, right? Always moving, always pursuing, always pushing. I thought that was the energy you needed to get somewhere in life. I was wrong. How wrong I was. And it took me an embarrassingly long time to figure that one out. I'm talking all my life mostly. My whole adult life, I wore impatience like a badge, being proud of it every single moment. Always needing to learn the next thing, see the next thing, be the next thing. And from the outside, it probably looked like ambition. And I suppose it is, but like a drive. But honestly, a huge part of it was just running. Running past things I didn't want to deal with, things I didn't want to sit with and actually look at. And you can only do that for so long. When I was in my 50s, all of that kind of caught up with me. And I had to actually stop and look at it. And I mean really look at it. I know a lot of us, myself included, we use things like ADHD, the different spectrums, personality types, to explain why we are the way we are. And look, I'm not saying these things aren't real, but sometimes we use them as a reason not to dig deeper. And that's where it gets comfortable in a way that doesn't serve you. So I spent a whole summer, literally one whole summer, just asking myself two questions. Where am I impatient? And why? That's all I did. Just watching myself, and I was ready to, I was exhausted. Observed, and it was uncomfortable as hell. But that was a turning point. So here's the thing, though. I'm not here to tell you impatience is bad in any way. It's not. It can be an incredible energy when you know what you're doing with it, how to channelize it. The problem is when you're so locked onto the outcome, the destination, that you're missing everything happening along the way. And the outcome, it changes. We don't think so, but it always does. It's organic. You cannot control where you end up. You cannot control the destination. So if you're white-knuckling the destination and ignoring the path, you're going to miss stuff. Important, valid stuff that you need. Small details, little signals, things about a person or a situation that you needed to understand. It's gone. And then you wonder why the result wasn't what you wanted. That's not bad luck, I promise you. That's impatience costing you information. And this shows up so clearly in conversations, for example, in business especially, but honestly, everywhere. Most people want to talk. They want to be the one leading, steering, making their point. And impatient people, we really want to do that because we think we already know where it's going. But if you're talking, you're not actually learning anything new. You're just hearing yourself and everyone else as well. So listen 80% of the time, talk 20%. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the clue. That's the key to learning to evolve. It sounds simple, and it is, but it's hard to actually do when every part of you wants to jump in and solve something or move it forward. And when you can do it, really do it, you almost always get a better outcome because you actually understood what was in front of you instead of reaching to what you assumed was there. Look, I'm not someone who's going to stand here and tell you to just be more patient. That's useless advice. But what I'm trying to say is get to know your impatience. Actually get curious about it because you can't work with something you haven't looked at. For me, once I knew where I was impatient and why, it stopped running the show because I could choose to execute it differently. It's still there. It'll always be there, but now I own it. It comes with me instead of dragging me somewhere I didn't choose to go. We all have 50-50, good or bad sides, hard or difficult ones. The goal isn't to fix the hard ones. The goal is to own them. Because the moment you own something, it stops owning you. So if you're someone who's always been impatient, don't try to kill it. Just get curious. Start watching yourself. Where does it show up? What triggers it? What are you actually trying to control? Sit with those questions. Even if it takes a while, it's definitely worth it. I'm here every week. If you want new insight and you want to evolve, you're curious about these things, new topics. And in the subscription, you can subscribe to my free tools and you can kickstart it today. See you next one.